Hello, Walnut High School. We're going to be talking about your marching technique. Now, we are going to be going through a lot through these series of videos, but we're going to start with posture and commands. This first video is going to focus mostly on just posture, so this is Volume 1, Part 1. Now, Part 1, we don't stand goodly. We're going to talk about how we don't stand too well and how we can fix it. How we stand incorrectly. Let's take a look at a couple pictures here. A lot of people like to start off by standing just so everyday life, standing like this, like they've been on a computer all day or just sitting there on their phone. And in the marching world, a lot of people think this is standing well. Not quite. So we're going to learn how to fix that. We're going to look at the hips. These hips are pushed forward on both sides. This one is actually resting on one hip. You can't really tell from this angle. Their chests, both of them are kind of collapsed. And the shoulders are forward and collapsed as well. The chin and the head, you can see they're kind of facing forward. This one's kind of slightly down, and yeah. We're going to learn how to fix this. So how can we do it? We're going to use the very good checklist for how to stand gooder. Now, this is going to consist of going from your feet to your knees, to your hips, to your chest, to your shoulders, to your chin, and to your eyes. We're going to go from the bottom to the top. So let's start with our feet. How are our feet supposed to be? First, one thing we need to talk about is some positions. Now, we have two main positions that we're going to talk about in these videos that are coming up. We have our first position, aptly named. The heels together, toes are apart. You can see this one right here, heels together, toes apart. They're also going to be at a 45-degree angle. We don't want to just do any angle, 45-degree angle, as if you're going to be putting this triangle in between your feet. Second position, you are still going to have that 45-degree angle, but your feet are going to be shoulder width apart. So now let's move on with the feet, and we're going to move up to the knees as well. We're going to talk about a little bit about the body weight. Now, your body weight should be in the middle of the foot, right about here. You don't want to be too far back because you will fall backwards. You don't want to be too far forward because you can't really do anything with that. Your knees, they're going to be straight, not locked. You're going to be slightly bent over the ankles. And you can see here, his knees look straight, or his legs look straight, but his knees are not locked. You can see how it goes up at this angle, and it kind of goes back a little bit. The reason why we don't want to lock our knees is because you will pass out because of lack of blood flow. So we want you to keep your knees just slightly bent, just to kind of make it so you're going to live. We like that. So let's look at our checklist. We've done our feet, we've done our knees. We're going to move up. We're going to move up to the hips. Now our hips here, they're under the shoulders. You can't really tell from these pictures, but they are underneath their shoulders. They're over their knees. Take a look at that. Their hips, the center of their hips are right over their knees. That is very good positioning from these two. The proper position is going to feel like your butt is sticking out, and you're also tucking it in. What? That doesn't make any sense. Let me show you an x-ray vision of what this is supposed to look like. So we're going to be looking at these two parts right here. This part right here and this part right here. You can see on this one, this part right here and this part right here. Right where the spine ends. So good posture. Hips are going to be tucked in, but not in front of the body. The hip line is going to be level. Here we have an example of good posture. Goes right to the end of the tailbone and right to the front. Bad posture. Your hips are going to be too far back, and the hip line is going to be tilting. So you see here, it goes straight from here to the same point of the spine. It's tilting a little bit further forward. Now, we can't see x-ray vision. So what you're going to be looking at is you're going to be looking at the backs. Take a look at this back here. Look how arched this back is. They're causing a lot of tension on their spine, and they're pushing their hips down. Here, their back isn't as arched. You can also see the spacing in the vertebrae. See how much more space is right here compared to here? We want to keep a nice open space in that vertebrae so you can really have a chance to be successful. So, we talked about our hips. Let's talk about the chest. Your chest is going to have like pretty much the highest exposure out of any part of your body, because most of the time we're going to be facing towards the audience. People are going to be seeing this part right here. It can make you feel really vulnerable, and I get it. It made me feel vulnerable when I first started, but it is the core of your intensity. If you come out with a nice broad chest, you're going to look a lot more intense than if you come in a little, almost, I don't want to say weak, but it does kind of look a little weak. So the posture for that, your chest is going to be slightly puffed, as if you saw somebody that you're kind of attracted to, and you're not going to be collapsed, nice and open, and you're going to be pointing slightly upward, just like in our example here. So we talked about the chest. Let's move up to the shoulders. The shoulders and the chest are really part of the same thing. But we're going to talk about how you can make your shoulders improve your chest and your shoulder posture at the same time. You're going to go out, down, and relaxed. Out, you're not going to be inward collapsed like this. You're going to be out. You're going to be down. You're going to want your shoulders down, not up, down. And you're going to be away from the ears and neck. And you're going to be relaxed. You want to release tension. Now, a lot of people, when they do things, you go like this, you get all nice and tense up. You don't want to do that. So the way we're going to do that, we're going to do up, back, and relax, as shown in this video right here. Up, back, and relax. That'll open up the chest, make you nice and relaxed, give your lungs a lot more space to open up and really fill in. So we talked about the shoulders. Let's move on up to the chin and the eyes. So the chin, when your chin is up, it's going to feel like it's like too high. But really, you're probably just level. You can see here, this chin is nice and level. The eyes are unmoving and facing forward. Now, the unmoving part is really when we're standing still. When we're moving around, you want to be using your eyes to look at your surroundings to make sure that everything is going all fine and dandy. But you can see here, like I said, chin is nice and level like it's on a platform. Eyes are straight forward. So let's talk about the checklist again. We went through the chin, went through the eyes, and everything is all there. You put all this together, you're going to be in the attention position. But wait, what about the arms and hands? So we're going to talk about the arms and hands here real quick. You can see that there are some variations. We have with no instrument, your arms are down. You're in a light fist. You don't want to be super tight. You don't want to be open. You want to just be in a light fist as if you're holding an egg. Your middle knuckle is going to be lined up with the seam of your pants, which will cause your elbow to be slightly bent. You don't want to be super straight arm. You don't want to be super bent arm. You just want to be slightly bent. If you have no instrument and your arms are up as if you are faking you're playing an instrument, your right hand is going to be in a fist. Your left hand is going to cover your right, and you're going to create 90-degree angles in every aspect of your arms here. So let's take a look at this one right here. We got a 90-degree angle here. We got a 90-degree angle here. And then this one up here, we also have a 90-degree angle up here. There are 3 90-degree angles that we're forming that are very important. So after you go through your checklist, you can take a look at this one again. If you start from the feet, go all the way up to the top of the head, we could change them to looking like this. And same thing with this one. Going from the feet all the way up to the top of the head, we could change to look like this one. That is quite an improvement. Now in our next video, we're going to talk about part 2 with the commands. So we will see you guys then.